It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Deeds Brewing Company in Australia, and it's a can of the Munich Helles Lager, which I'm really excited about because I love a Helles. And this is called Form Follows Function. It's a Munich Helles, as I just mentioned, limited edition, 4.9% ABV. 440 milliliter can, brewed in Australia. Glen, Australia. So without further ado, let's get this out into a glass, see what we get. I'd like to thank Trav for sending me the beer all the way from Australia. I first really kind of understood, and that's the word, I suppose, isn't it? Is understanding a style, understanding the beer. I first understood and got to grips. So there's fruit fly as well, with Helles Lager. I was in Germany. It must have been about 4 or 5 years ago now, and I went to a brewery. Uberquell Brewery in Hamburg, North Germany. And I sat in a beer garden. They were serving pizza in the beer garden, in the brewery. And they had outside fermenters with little doors on the outside fermenters. And I was handed a glass, probably like this. I can't remember now, it was 4 years ago. But I certainly remember the experience. And I opened this little door on the fermenter, and it was a tap inside. So you had this great big vessel above you, little door to open, to go into. Turn the tap on, outside fermenter. You're drinking incredibly fresh Helles Lager. The sun was out, everybody was enjoying the pizza. It was just one of those kind of afternoons where everything clicked. It was like, that's what Helles Lager is for. That's why Helles Lager exists. So that looks really good. 1 to 2 finger whitehead, slightly hazy looking beer, good levels of carbonation. Let's get the aroma on this one. Not sure if you can see, I have another Deeds Lager behind me here. We'll get to that in a moment. So Helles Lager is a slightly, how I would describe Helles Lager is and I mean this with the greatest of respects, a slightly dumbed down Pilsner. So they've used less hops than they would a Pilsner, and then that becomes a Helles Lager. It's a little sweeter, you get a little bit more of the malt coming through rather than the hops. And that's what you get in here in the aroma. A little bit of sweetness, a little bit of bitterness, a little bit of kind of herbal, spicy aroma going on. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Oh, that's a great beer. It's bready. It's really bready. Oh, it's great. Spicy, peppery, kind of sweet, bready, doughy, like a doughy flavour coming through. That is great beer. Really good. Really good. A little bit of carbonation pushes the beer on the inside of the mouth, releases more of the flavour. Oh, I love lager. Love lager. There was a time where I didn't really bother with lager. It really wasn't that bothered by it. But now, bonkers, love it. that is so, it's got a lovely creamy rich mouthfeel to it. Only slight, but it's the malt that they've used in the beer that's just made it slightly lovely, kind of like creaminess to it. Beautiful, beautiful. A little bit more full bodied than the Underworld lager. Now, the reason why I left this beer here is I've had a couple of lagers from Deeds Brewing Company, both from Deeds, look, from Australia. Sadly no more as a brewery. But I just finished reviewing this, and I thought, you know, it's come halfway across the world. The brewery doesn't exist anymore. They're a great brewery. And they're a great brewery because they understand beer styles. They really understand, like, this is more of a kind of like a dry, crisp beer. This beer is a little bit more of a slightly kind of sweet beer. And I'll demonstrate that now for you. So, 2 lagers from the same brewery. If it was a regional brewery in the UK, they might be accused maybe of just putting another label on the same lager. But you can't do that here. Well, you can't say that here, look. You can see they're definitely 2 different lagers. And I didn't know that before, of course. I didn't know that before because I just opened the can. I didn't, you know, I had an inkling that the beer would be a slightly different colour and a slightly different taste because Deeds Brewing Company have a great reputation. So the Underworld, a little bit more spiky, a little bit more kind of lemony, and a little bit more kind of like crisp. The Munich Helles, yeah, a little bit more, definitely more body, definitely more of a biscuit flavour coming through. Fantastic, both fantastic lagers, but I think I would be leaning towards the form follows function because I like a little bit of mouthfeel in my beer, I really do. So, you can see a review of this on the internet, on YouTube if you want. It's called Underworld Lager by Deeds Brewing Company. If you want to watch the review of that, crack on. Following the Bauhaus principles, this Munich Helles was crafted for function, minimalistic, using the finest German malt and noble hops. This beer has been engineered for flavour and form to achieve Gesamtkunstwerk. That probably means fantastic, doesn't it? I don't know my German too well. The hops are Tettnanger, Hallertau tradition, and the style is a Munich Helles. The malt is Pilsner, Vienna, and Melanodin. The Vienna malt makes sense. The Vienna malt makes real sense to me. Great beer, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. I hope you liked the video. Thank you very much to Trav for sending. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.